Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about this Game Rant article. This asks the question, how does the 2007 animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, be called TMNT, holds up? With Mutant Mayhem on its way on the big screen, here's a look back at their first animated theatrical adventure. I have to say, I remember when TMNT came out to theaters. I remember seeing the trailers. I was excited. It was my first chance of seeing a Ninja Turtle movie in theaters, and I was so excited. I remember constantly asking my parents, "Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? Please, 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 please." And I think I was successful at knowing the crap out of them to let me see it. And I just remember enjoying it. Now there are a few callbacks to the '90s trilogy in the closing scene, like the last scene, like the scene before the turtles starts to jump on the rooftops. But I often say the Secret of the Ooze movie is my favorite. And off deck done, so the first live action, the first Ninja Turtle movie that ever came out is the best. And I'll stay true to that statement. The 1990s, the original Ninja Turtle movie is the best Ninja Turtles movie out there. Secret of the Ooze is my favorite, followed by the 2007 Ninja Turtle movie. The original Ninja Turtle movie is number 3 for me. And the reason why the 2007 Turtles movie is in second place for me as my second favorite Ninja Turtle movie, it's because it's the first movie I saw in theaters on the Ninja Turtles. The only reason why Secret of the Ooze is in the first place mode for me is because go Ninja, go Ninja, go, 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 go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Just seeing that Turtles dance, it was amazing. So, let's see what they are talking about, shall we? Every generation since the 80s have had 2 or 3 versions of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles across every medium. Few fictional characters means as much as many as Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo. Kids of the early 2000s were spoiled for choice. Perhaps the best TMNT cartoon ever aired on the TV, just as the first animated Turtles film hit the big screen. Has it stood the test of time? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is coming to theaters with all of the stars. Mutant Mayhem is coming to theaters with an all-star cast and a great premiere. It's another take on the Heroes in the Half show, complete with new vocal talent and new looks for several obscure characters. The franchise has done well enough in live action, but its home has always been in the realm of cartoons. So what is TMNT about? Most Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films start with a typical origin story. 4 turtles who are transformed by the nuclear group. They live in New York City sewers with their rat father Splinter and fight crime each night. TMNT takes place long after the rise of the Turtles. The heroic reptiles defeated the Shredder years ago. Without their nemesis, Splinter's kids have drifted apart. Leonardo is still committed to self-improvement, working as a silent guardian of a village in Central America. Donatello has put his expertise to use as a tech supporting hotline. Michelangelo entertains children as a costumed party clown, and Raphael sleeps all day because he spends evenings patrolling the streets on a motorcycle riding vigilante called the Night Watcher. That was cool. I love seeing Raphael like that. They haven't seen each other in years, but forces conspire to bring them back together. April O'Neil and Casey Jones have founded a shipping company that handles antiques for wealthy customers. April delivers a statue to a reclusive billionaire named Max Winters. Under Winters' convincing disguise, he's an immortal ancient warlord named Yauto. Yauto reanimates his mighty generals and uses his artifacts to unleash monsters into the world. Leo returns to the sewers where Splinter forbids the turtles from fighting crime until they learn to work as a team. Their conflicting motivations and new ideas threaten to rip the family apart, while an army of monsters threaten to destroy the world. The Ninja Turtles must face their greatest foes, learn to be a family, and determine who the real heroes and villains are to save the world. Again, how did TMNT change the franchise? TMNT is the darkest big screen take on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'll argue and say they just ended like that. I'll argue and say, yeah, TMNT is dark, but I'll argue to say TMNT is the darkest Ninja Turtle movie since the original Ninja Turtle movie. Because Secret of the Ooze had its moments, serious moments, but it was a tad bit more goofy than the first one. The third one was the most goofy. The Michael Bay Turtles tried to take themselves seriously and try to have its dark moments, but I feel like the first film is the darkest Ninja Turtle film. I'll gladly give the TMNT movie as the second darkest Turtles film. And then comes Secret of the Ooze as the third. But that's just me. It's a standalone sequel to the third live-action film, but has almost nothing to do in common with the trilogy. Like I said, it's like in previous videos, like TMNT is like often referred to as a loose sequel. And wants to be part of the original trilogy, but it's not part of the original trilogy in some people's eyes. So it's like always had that pull and tug, and I don't remember ever hearing any actual confirmation that TMNT is part of the original trilogy. So until I hear actual confirmation, I'm going to keep saying that TMNT is its own thing, even though technically it's its own thing, but it's kind of also works as a loose sequel to the original trilogy. Anyways, I know that sounded contradictory. I'm sorry. Anyways, the film was devised in 2000 after diminishing returns struck the third live-action movie. Screenwriters had discussed rejected pitches for the film, which included absurd ideas like the Turtles traveling to space. Well, I mean, Turtles did travel to space. The next mutation, Turtles traveled in space with the, I think it was the Deep Space Power Rangers. As a kid, I thought that crossover was cool. As I'm older, I like the comic book crossover that I read and reviewed on this channel more. Anywho. Eventually the writers were drawn towards a new tone. Everyone knows Eastman Layer's original comics were grim and gritty. While the cartoons were comedic and child-friendly, the films generally followed the show. But the 2007 entry took a step towards the comics. By introducing the idea of a broken bond between brothers, TMNT shakes the tone in a way no other adaptation has attempted. TMNT was the end of the era. After joining... There we go. Sorry, the screen went black for a second. TMNT was the end of the era. After 26 years, TMNT was the final project that for the Turtles under the ownership of the original creator. Kevin Eastman sold his shares to Peter Laird in 2000, making him the franchise's sole owner. In 2009, Laird sold the Ninja Turtles to Viacom. That opened the door for 2 series aired on Nickelodeon. The 2 live-action films released by Paramount and Mutant Mayhem It's also led to the beloved IDW comic series, which came from the licensing agreement with Nickelodeon. TMNT may not have been responsible for Laird's decision to sell the Turtles, but it does represent last piece of the franchise to be directly tied to the creator. There have also been highs and lows over the results of an era, and TMNT is a crucial piece of history. I often tend to forget that TMNT was the final project that had the original creators really involved. So how does TMNT end? The most memorable of the TMNT comes at the end of the second act. The tensions between Raph vigilante lifestyle and Leonardo's cautious leadership boiled over into a brawl. Raphael wins, though only just. His side snaps Leo's swords, leaving him vulnerable. Elsewhere, Yaddle reveals his true intentions to his generals. The warlord wants to capture the beast he released years ago and the curse of immortality that plagues him. His generals rebel against him, plotting to betray Yaddle and stay alive. Leo is kidnapped while April and Casey fight the Foot Clan. April convinces Karai that they should fight Yaddle's generals together. The Turtles, Foot Clan, April, and Casey work together to defeat Yaddle's generals. They force them through a portal, allowing Yaddle to pass on peacefully. Karai congratulates them, but warns that their fight is not over. The world is safe, but the Turtles return to their nightly crime-fighting duty. TMNT is a wonderful outing. It's a wonderful outing in the franchise. It is tangibly different from every other on-screen iteration of the Turtles. Though Mutant Mayhem is openly returning to the old days, there is something to be said about experimental ERA. Fans should return to TMNT before Mutant Mayhem hits the big screen. I will admit, TMNT definitely took when looking back, when TMNT and the 2003 Turtles kind of went in ways that I didn't expect, because the 1980s show kind of started out somewhat goofy. And I feel like towards the end it was trending to be on the more serious side, right? The 90s trilogy started out serious and ended up goofy. The 03 Turtles, for the first 5 seasons, because I think if my memory correctly, if my memory is correct, the first 5 seasons of the 03 Turtles were really serious. The last 2 seasons, which I still think they can be pretty serious, was a tad bit more goofy than the rest of the series, right? The 07 movie, I feel like was trying to be a bit more serious than the 90s movie. the 90s movie was still darker and it had some jokes, but I feel like the 90s, the '07 movie, the only thing that I feel like really like it tried to be different than its predecessors was it tried to be real, like more serious than the others. But I don't like. It said in this article that they were dark. I don't think that the '07 Turtles were exactly darker than the other darkest Turtles. I don't think they're the darkest Turtles on the big screen. I think the '90s film still has that title. Even though I would love to see a Ninja Turtles film that's like still that title away from the '90s film, but regardless, I think the 2007 Ninja Turtle movie is a good movie. I do highly recommend you guys watching the 2007 movie, the TMNT movie. It's one of the best films ever, in my personal opinion. And I might be a little bit biased because that's my first Ninja Turtle movie I've seen in theaters. But with that said, what do you beautiful people have to say about this article? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants later.